Yeah, there's some stuff with some revenge porn. It's nasty.
Very exciting. It's very ridiculous. Silly Kardashian stuff.
If only I was keeping up with the Kardashians.
Wow. And that is a very spicy start to this interview at RTX 2017. I'm here with Ashley and Mica from The Know. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, enjoying Austin. By that I mean dying in an intense inferno. I feel like I am Dante walking through the Seven Layers.
Oh no,
of
we're not even to triple digits yet. Just wait until this afternoon. We go for a high score here.
A high score?
But it's not just a high score, it's like a damp high score, so it's even better. Yeah, it's
Do you ever have rain? Do you have that?
Yeah, but that just makes it swampier.
Oh,
Yeah.
delightful.
Not cold.
The heat stays.
Nice.
And so does the wet. Just combines into hell.
Isn't it exciting?
Yeah.
The worst thing I've
We
ever
love
had.
it here.
But we have great tacos.
True.
I had some earlier. They were pretty tasty.
Oh, you haven't
They
even
were
started with
pretty.
tacos.
So it's worth it.
So, confession out the way, I am a huge fan of The Know and have
you.
been
Aw.
since when Funhouse used to do parts of it, and then Ryan and Gus and John Reisinger, who is appearing later at some point. I'm being reliably informed. Mica, you're the latest sort of host that's kind of come to the forefront.
yeah.
How are you finding it being thrown in at the deep end in terms of this web series that's had such a big history?
I definitely love it. It took me a while to get used to the teleprompter. It's a skill that you have to learn.
Good.
But now that I love everybody in the office, I see everybody every day, and we have kind of a familial bond. It's so much fun. I couldn't be happier working at The Know.
Yeah, we don't make it easy. We play our teleprompter on hard mode because we go completely off script. We'll just go off on a tangent and have to find our way back to continue on with the actual information. So it's not even just reading the teleprompter, it's reading it, interpreting it, going off, and then finding a way back to keep going.
Right, making sure that the jokes flow well, but also making sure that, you're getting the news out. The news is there. You're reading the scripts. But
I feel like you can always tell when you've written or had a hand in the script because it's just laced with puns. Just laced.
Also, to be fair, both of our writers are also pun masters. They're both dads.
yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know if you can tell. There's
Very
a lot
dad-jokey.
of dad jokes all throughout our stuff.
Usually the worst ones come from one writer, which is Brian. You can always I feel like John yells at him most of the time.
Well, the problem is when it's not a problem. But you can tell when he's writing something and he just starts giggling to himself.
That's the worst.
At his desk. That we've got some real gold coming.
Oh no, amazing. And in terms of people who found it the easiest to do, is there anyone that's ever walked in and just been like, this is like a natural?
Gus.
Really?
Gus is Gus has been a natural from day one. I think he's had a lot of experience because he's done a lot of sponsor reads and things like that on the podcast for years and years and years, and he's done a lot of presenting for Rooster Teeth. So he was able to walk in, look at it, say, "Yup, got this," and just right away went for it.
Speaking of podcasts, you've just obviously launched Glitch Please. We're on episode 3.
6.
Goodness.
I'm very behind.
Yeah,
Clearly
and
very behind.
episode 6 is coming out today for first members.
Okay. So I'm not that far behind. I can feel a little bit better that I'm only a couple behind.
Well, they're a lot longer now, so there's a lot to catch up on.
What was the sort of thinking behind having a podcast that had the brainchild behind Glitch Please? Because Rooster Teeth has a enormous wealth of podcasts already, and I know that the Glitch Please always had a space, but what was kind of the driving force to actually making it sort of a creation?
Well, we had a video game podcast called The Patch for a long time, and that went along for several years. We did, 100 and some, we were getting near to 200 episodes on that one, and it changed a lot over the years that we were doing it because it never really had a specific treatment of this is what it is. It was just people are shouting too much that we talk about nothing but video games on the RT podcast. So we're going to make a video game podcast, and here it is. And so it went from, hey, we're going to do the challenges in the middle of it and just talk about our gaming memories, to here's a list of the gaming news, we're going to run down that, to let's all play the same game and then talk about that, to, we didn't all play the same game, so we're just going to each talk about our different experiences. And it changed, it metamorphosed several times over its life cycle, and so it became a couple different podcasts, and it just wasn't consistent. So we decided to sunset that and then just take a couple months to sit back and reconsider what we wanted a video game podcast to be, and then use the bones of the patch to build up something that's new, that's a little bit more consistent, that has the structure to keep going for several years with the same identity.
Right.
And also, we wanted to name it really stupid.
Who came up with the name?
Barbara. Believe it or not, Barbara came up with the name.
What a hero.
Yeah, I love it. I love every time I say it. I just feel good. Also, because I want to do a gameplay series called Glitch Plays.
Oh,
Glitch
nice.
Plays.
Yes.
Like that.
My goodness.
Have you thought about crossing over into any of the other arty productions? I know that you pop up occasionally in some other places, but is there anything that you desperately kind of want to appear in?
I like her in Always Open.
I love
So
me
good.
and Always Open. I do like doing podcasts and stuff, but I would love to do live action someday. I got a degree in acting, so it would be fun to do some shorts and stuff, but I like my No Family. I like doing gaming stuff.
We like you too.
Oh my goodness, really?
Helpful when you're working
Helpful,
together.
yeah.
You do actually get on. A quick question, sort of more for you, Ashley. In terms of having a relationship at work, you are dating the CEO, effectively, of Rooster.
I'm going to let Matt know. He will be thrilled to hear it.
Not necessarily Matt. I can never remember Burnie's official.
No, he's a CCO.
Oh, my apologies. I know that I always put Matt and Burnie just there, and then there's always like Jeff somewhere. It's like, is Jeff here or is Jeff here?
I feel like at some point the balls of yarn are just like very tangled up. So they're like, I've decided I'm doing this, but exactly where it sits in the hierarchy of things is a little less clear.
Okay, so maybe I should phrase it this. You're dating Chief Drone Officer Burnie Burns.
I am.
Chief Drone Officer.
He is.
He goes through a lot of
I
drones.
was about to say, he ran one into a wall once. Is that a chief?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Or Chief Tech Officer. He's got a Tesla. He's obsessed with Teslas. And anyway, how is it in terms of your work personal life balance? Because I've asked this to a couple of other couples that I've talked to today. Do you find it difficult, or is it pretty natural for you to just kind of have work here and personal life here?
I quite like working with Burnie because we don't work in the same department, so there's not a lot of crossover between what we do, so we don't need to worry too much about any of that. It's more, I like going to work and also still being able to like duck over to his office and see him and say hello. I like seeing him around. He's just, I don't know if you know this, but he's kind of a likable guy. I like seeing him. Yeah. So I enjoy seeing him as much as I get to. I can duck over and watch him on the podcast a little bit. But for the most part, our work lives don't intersect too heavily. So we're both able to still do our own thing and have a track and still, how was your day? What did you get up to? And have that dialogue. But with the added bonus of we also know exactly like who everyone's talking about, like, oh, Gus was a real D-bag today. No, I mean, that's our conversation. That's our conversation every day. But we know who that is, so we've got the familiarity there.
And you get to car share, which is ideal, right? Do you get to car share?
We can car share whenever we like.
The Tesla's nice.
It's nice. It's got great air conditioning.
It does.
It drives itself.
It does.
We figured out now that we've also got it hooked up to Alexa, to Amazon Echo.
No.
So we'll be sitting in the computer and we'll be like, Alexa, turn on the air conditioning in the car. And it will do it.
We
can do that before we leave.
Alive.
Yeah.
So can I go into your car and go, Alexa, order 5,000 Sharpies and deliver them tomorrow? Will that work?
Try it.
Challenge
give it a
accepted.
go.
Let's give it a go. I don't know why 5,000 Sharpies, but let's do it.
RTX.
Okay, so my final question before you've got to run off and do panels and both of the bits. You're on a plane. The entire of the Rooster family are on the plane. Mm-hmm. Plane goes down. Probably a United plane. Plane goes down.
Okay.
You land on an island, and unfortunately, only 3 remaining members, including you two, have survived.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Which
we have 3 in addition to us, or 3
Yes, so
including
you two
us?
are both there.
Okay, we're
And
both
now
there.
we have
You can
3
pick
other people.
3.
Okay, here
You've
we go.
got about 21 to 28 days.
So we need people who have like real world experience.
Right. Oh, the animator Alex, he was in the army.
Okay,
and
we're
he
taking
can
him.
Hunt.
That means we can take Josh Flanagan too.
Yes. Okay, him and Josh both.
So now we've got we've got our. Also, we could use someone tall.
Who's tall?
I mean, I'm kind of obligated to say Burnie. Because
I
I'd
was
like him to
about
stay
to
alive.
I was about to like, hang on a second.
I'd very much like him to stay alive.
But what about Ryan?
No, I'll take Burnie.
Interesting, every time Ryan Hayward comes, they're like, Ryan would be helpful for about an hour and then fuck off to his own side of the island and just would be like war of the
You're
island.
so
Well,
right.
no, here's the thing: is he might just like start instigating, and destroying everything just to see what happens.
You're right. He does like to see the world burn.
He does, and so I
Ryan's
think
out.
he's very nice and everything, but I don't think he'd be a great person to have in a crisis situation where it could turn into Lord of the Flies at any moment, because he would encourage that.
And he'd be the first one to put our head on a stake. So I think you're right. Burnie, Josh, and Alex. Mm-hmm. All right.
And there you go on that bombshell. It's time for us to finish this interview. Thank you so much for taking
Thank
taking
you.
the time to chat to us. And I hope you have a wonderful panel. And I hear that there's going to be cosplay surprises at some point.
There is.
So
look forward to
I
that.
look forward to that on Twitter. You guys can check out The Know on YouTube, or you can join Rooster Teeth on First and check out Glitch Please as well. I can't speak. It's been a day. I've had a whole day of this.
Already.
A whole day.
Pace yourself. RTX has just started.
Exactly. And don't go outside for too long. You'll die.